everybody. My name is Joaquin Sharp, and welcome to another episode of Joaquin's Reviews, or another review show. Today, I will be doing my review on Transformers: Age of Extinction. Now, this movie stars Mark Wahlberg, Nicole Kidman, Stanley Tucci, Kelsey Grammer, Jack Reynor, T.J. Miller, Bang Bang Lee. I got it confused for Fan Bang Bang, who was in X-Men Days of the Past. Who else was in there too? Peter Cullen, and I guess that was it. This movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I gotta tell you, this was the longest 2 hours 45 minutes of my life. This movie is long, it's boring, and it just irritates. It's irritating. Now, the plot of this movie is, well, first of all, the movie's directed by Michael Bay, so I'll get to that too. Okay, so wait, I just wanna fix my camera adjustment a little bit. I think that's pretty good. So the plot of this movie is about, I think. Now, tell me if this is, now you can tell me if it's not true or not. The plot is about, now, I know it's true, but tell me if it's true or not, if this is the same plot as X-Men Days of the Past. It's about a paranoid government worker who makes these robots to take down the Autobots because they don't need it anymore, and after the destruction of what happened in Chicago and Transformers Dark of the Moon, they don't want no more, I guess they don't want no more trouble. Now, this movie, I was going in with expectations. I know, with the explosion and the mayhem, but I thought this would have been a different turn because I thought, okay, Transformers 1, 2, and 3, they were all ridiculed by themselves. Like, Transformers 1 I think that's the only good movie. Transformers 2 was terrible, and 3 was alright. But I thought maybe like, okay, this fourth one, no Shia LaBeouf, no Megan Fox. Nobody who was in the other three. So, and basically, this movie takes 4 or 5 years later after what happened in Dark of the Moon. So, and the thing that confused me about this movie is that, like, okay, I just never kind of I could never get my head around it. Like, okay, it's 5 years later, but why would they replace Shia LaBeouf and stuff? That's what kind of got to me about this movie. Now, I'm going to get into the story. The story, I feel like, is just like Transformers 3 and mixed with Expedition Japan. Like I said, paranoid government worker makes these machines, man-made machines, feed off of the machines. I hope I'm not giving a spoiler here. Maybe you guys seen this movie, but maybe you know from the trailers, it's from Megatron's, I guess, it's from Megatron or maybe Dead Decepticons and all the bots. They make these machines and they become man-made. They're man-made machines to take down the other Autobots or Transformers, but Autobots basically, because I didn't see any Decepticons in these movies. But the thing is that, like, it is kind of like 3 again, because, okay, if you look at Transformers 3, it's like they don't need the Autobots, and then basically these new robots, they're kind of like Decepticons. They're not really, but I think they kind of turn because they still have the knowledge of Megatron, these new ones they make, and that's what it is. And like I said, I was disappointed. Like, I saw this movie today as I'm doing this podcast, and I walked out disappointed and very bored. Like, there were some boring parts. Like we did not need to know about the love story between Tessa and Shane, and I think that just really we didn't need that. Like, I feel like the comedy was just lame. It was nothing really funny. Basically, I was happy there was no racist jokes or stereotypes that were like in Transformers 1, 2, and 3, like where they make something, especially this movie too, because the last 45 minutes or 50 minutes takes place in Hong Kong, so that's why I was kind of happy, like, oh, they did not offend nobody. But like I said, this movie I was really disappointed by. Now let's go. I'm gonna get to the acting. The acting. Mark Wahlberg, I think he does pretty fine. I think he's trying his best with this role. I don't know about the look of his face or something. I don't know if he's bored or anything, but it looks like he's trying his best. I think he is, and this is not the first time he's worked for Michael Bay. Like, Pain and Gain he worked in. I thought that was a good movie. I thought that was hilarious, even though it got a 50% Rotten Tomatoes. But, I thought it was pretty good. Nicole Kidman, let's see. I can't really, the thing about her that is like, she's not known, but she was on that show Bates Motel, and she's pretty young. She's 19, and she was in this. I didn't know this until like a couple weeks ago, but she was in that god awful M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender, and she was the second billing too. Just she was the second billing, and I was like, wow, I felt bad for her because she had to be in that awful movie, and it's like, wow, like I didn't really know nothing really of her, but she's the thing is that about her, I feel like she's like Michael Bay's gonna put women in his movie, female leads that are young, they're supposed to be hot and sexy and sex appeal to the male viewers, I'm guessing, but they can't act. And I feel like she's no better than Megan Fox or Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. I feel like I don't think she's worse at. I don't think she's worse than Megan Fox. I think she's worse than Rosie, but she's like. She's in the middle. She's somewhere between. Let's say this is Megan, this is Rosie, but she's in between. So basically, and that's what I think about her. Like, I think, you know, I don't know if she looked bored doing this movie. I don't know what she did. I don't know, just, I don't know. Just, I just felt she was just there just to be like, the hot girl, basically. The hot female lead. Okay, Stanley Tucci, I don't know what to really say about him. I guess he was alright. I guess he was fine, I guess. He's playing the government leader who I guess he helped invent those the new robots take out the Autobots. I guess he helped take those. I guess he helped invent them. I guess he did, but I don't know. Like he kind of was a douche towards the end of the movie, basically like that. Like I'm gonna do this the way I want to and stuff, and just I don't know. The same goes for Kelsey Grammer. He was alright. Kelsey Grammer was really alright. I guess I don't know. Guess he was. I really don't know. I don't know. Just I really felt no emotion from them. Really, I know he's supposed to be like like he's supposed to be the madman of the movie. Basically, like he wants things. He wants it now. Like he wants basically like that. Let's see. Jack Rayner. I think he's the worst actor in this movie. I think he is. Like none of his acting I didn't like at all. And it's not because I don't know if he's from Australia or from UK, Ireland. I don't know what he's from. But I feel like he's just like not good at all. I really think. And I think his acting was just as bad as Nicola Pelwitz. Let's see. Who else? TJ Miller. I guess he was funny, but he was corny and stupid, basically. And I'm not really been a fan of the actor. I didn't even know he was even in this movie. And I think he was in How to Train a Dragon too. But I don't know if he was in any other movie. I think I remember from a commercial from AT&T. It was with this girl like that. He's playing the phone and this girl decorating him with jewels, plastic jewelry and stuff. I think that's where he's from. But it just I don't know. Just like I guess he wasn't really as funny. There wasn't like I said, the jokes were lame in this movie. And that's mostly it, Now I'm gonna move on to the action. Action, I guess it was alright. I guess, it's pretty, after watching 3 Transformers movies, it's basically the same thing. Basically it's the same thing. Like slow-mo shots of action. There's a part when Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, they go flying with Cass, I think, Cade, Tessa, and Shade, and they go slow motion, and then he catches on to them, and that's basically it. But the pacing I think was slow. I think it was slow. There was some fast moments, but then it kind of went down, and that's the thing about this movie what I didn't like. And I hate that this movie is so long. This movie is nearly 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's 3 hours. Like, why does Michael Bay need to make all his movies long? Like, okay, is Transformers 5 going to be 2 hours and 50 minutes, and is Transformers 3 going to be 3 hours? I mean, sorry. I have a feeling that this movie is longer than the other one, because Transformers 1 was 2 hours and 23 minutes, 2 was 2 hours and 30 minutes, 3 was 2 hours and 37 minutes, and I have a feeling, this one was 2 hours and 45 minutes. I have a feeling 5 is going to be 2 hours and 50 minutes, and then 6, Transformers 6, is going to be 2 hours, it's going to be 2 hours and 55 minutes or 3 hours. I have a feeling. And that's just like, man, it's like, it's just over the place. But my final thoughts, I'm gonna, I guess the only thing I cared about was the action, and I did look, and I was kind of annoyed too. Also annoyed because there was a little kid in the back, sitting in the back of me when I was in the theater. She wasn't kicking my chair, but he was making noises, and I kind of wanted to get up and move to the further, the further down the auditorium, but that's mostly it. So I'm gonna give Transformers: Age of Extinction. I'm gonna give it my grade. I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D. Yes, yes. I'm gonna give it that. It's I don't know if it's worse than Revenge of the Fallen or if it's better. I really don't know. It's kind of a comparison because, Revenge of the Fallen was just as bad, but my thoughts are not made up yet, but I think this one was just as bad as Revenge of the Fallen. So, if you like to, if you want to see more of my reviews, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give me a like, comment. Like, what did you think of Transformers: Age of Extinction? Did you hate it just as much as I? Not hate it, but was you disappointed by it? Or did you love it? It's your opinion, basically. But that's basically it. So, thank you for watching this video, and subscribe. Peace.